Hello, everyone. It's Principal Johnson. Now, I know that school is officially out. I know we officially do not have school, but I could not let today go by without speaking to you all today because today is a special holiday and it's now recognized as a national holiday. Today is Juneteenth. So I wanted to read a Juneteenth story to you, and it is by Opal Lee. I had the pleasure of meeting her last year, and she is the godmother of Juneteenth. And also, the princesses, you guys have already heard this story. I've read this to you before, the fourth grade princesses. So if you are in fourth grade or entering fifth grade now, and you've already heard the story, I want you to share this story with your family and talk about what we learned when we talked about this story in Princess Club. But I do want to read this story to you because I think this is an important story for us as a community and as a culture. And then I want you guys to celebrate Juneteenth today. And I want you to let me know what you did as a family to celebrate Juneteenth. So this book is called Juneteenth. It's a children's story and it is written by Opal Lee. The children asked, "Grand dear Opal Lee, what does this say?" "Juneteenth, a children's story. That's the title of the book," she replied. "Grand dear, can you please read this book to us?" Over 200 years ago, people who looked like me were slaves. Someone may have read to you the stories from the Bible about slaves in Egypt, but they were not like these slaves. Men from this country and other countries stole people in Africa from their fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters. They chained them up and brought them across the ocean in ships. Trying to get this to. That's a lot of water and a very long trip. Some did not make it. The enslaved Africans were forced to work very hard for no pay and were not treated fairly. Life was not good for them. There was a US president like President Barack Obama named Abraham Lincoln who declared slaves would be free on January 1st, 1863. This was called the Emancipation Proclamation. The enslaved waited at churches all night long on New Year's Eve to see how freedom would come. These were called watch night services, and many churches still hold them today. The United States was so big that Texas did not get enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation for 2.5 years after slavery had ended. U.S. colored troops and Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and on June 19th, 1865, read General Order Number 3 to the people who were there. Then he nailed it to the door of what is now Reedy Chapel AME Church. General Granger declared, "All slaves are free." The slaves were so happy that they started celebrating, and we've been celebrating ever since. Here we go. Every year since, there have been celebrations, and the formerly enslaved put on their best clothes, dressed to the nines to celebrate their freedom. This day was called Juneteenth and is celebrated in the United States and around the world. They're celebrating in this classroom too. They're smiling and cheering. Each year on the 19th of June, people celebrate the ending of slavery with festivals, concerts, and educational activities. There are 47 states that observe Juneteenth as a holiday. Why not all the states? So the little boy down here is asking, why aren't all the states celebrating? Well, now they do. And President Biden has declared Juneteenth a national holiday. Miss Opal Lee did so much work, and this is a picture of her, dedicated her life to trying to make this a national holiday, and it has finally happened. So we are so excited to be celebrating Juneteenth this year as a national holiday. So I encourage you to please get out. Just Google Juneteenth. There are so many activities going on all over the place in Wilmington, in Philadelphia, in Maryland, all across this great United States. So Miss Johnson is going to be celebrating where she lives in Delaware County, and that's in PA. But there are so many things that you can do, and I do want you to share with me what you choose to do. I've got my Juneteenth gear on, and I'm going to go to a festival that is being held in the community where I live. I want to tell you a little bit about Opal Lee, who wrote this book. And it says Opal Lee was born October 7th, 1926 in Marshall, Texas. She earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in 1953 from Wiley College, which is now Riley University. She returned to school and obtained her master's degree in counseling and guidance from North Texas State University, and served as home school counselor for Fort Worth Independent School District until she retired in 1977. Her greatest passion has been helping to ensure her city remembers Juneteenth by hosting a community celebration for over 40 years. In 2016, at 90 years of age, she launched a walking campaign to Washington, D.C. to bring awareness of the need for Juneteenth to be a national day of observance. And she talked about this at an event that Principal Johnson that I went to last year in Delaware. And she talked about her campaign to make Juneteenth a national holiday and the walk that she did across the country. 90 years old. So guess what? You're never too old. It's never too late to make a difference and to have a calling. And she set her mind. She had a goal and she had a nia. She had a purpose and she made it happen. And now today, Juneteenth is a national holiday. So I am so excited to finally get to celebrate Juneteenth as a national holiday, our day of freedom. So again, please get out, make sure you celebrate, and let me know what you do as a family to celebrate this momentous occasion. And remember this occasion. Have a great day, Kaumba. Bye.